This is your Adventist News, a service of the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. I'm Stanley Floyd. Coming up in this week's broadcast, Bible Connection held for adventurers and youth caught in the battle for their hearts. These stories and more on this week's Adventist News. Last weekend, the Bible Connection Finals was held for the Adventurers Club. Among the children vying for the top prizes were Liam Dean from the Centerville Church, Markina Grant from Philadelphia, Rebecca Edwards, Message of Hope, Kemuel Sterling from the Good News Church, Damali David from Hillview, Jemiah McCarty, Luthra, Jolika Wood from the Living Faith Church, Jaheim Allen from New Providence, Malachi Bodie, Grantstown, and Nathan Duncombe from the New Engliston Church. The competition was led by Adventurer Coordinator for the South Bahamas Conference, Chiquita Culma.
Question number 2. According to 1 Samuel 17, verse 12, what was the name of David's father? Was it Jesse? Was it Jonathan? Was it James, or none of the above? Whoa, quick answers. Awesome. Question number 3. According to 1 Samuel 17, verse 4, Goliath lived in which town? Goshen, Gath, Gethsemane, or none of the above? According to 1 Samuel 17, verse 4, Goliath lived in which town? Gath. All right. Awesome job, adventurers. Moving very swiftly. Question number 4. According to 1 Samuel 17, verse 1, who gathered their armies together to battle or fight against the Israel? All right. The Philistines, the Moabites, the Samaritans, or none of the above? According to 1 Samuel, very good. Nice speed.
After several rounds of Bible questions, the adventurers that were successful in emerging as the top place finishers were: third place, we had Damali David of the Hillview Seventh-day Adventist Church. In second place, we had Malachi Bodie of the Grantstown Church. And first place went to Jaheim Allen of the New Providence Church. On behalf of the directors from the youth department, we would like to congratulate all of the participants and the top finishers for doing such an awesome job. The youth of the Grantstown Church recently held revival services under the theme Battle for Your Heart. The youth were addressed by dynamic preachers, which included guest pastor Van Dion Griffin from the Ephesus Church in Greenville, Mississippi, and Pastor Alvarico Moss, former assistant youth director for the South Bahamas Conference. Pastor Moss had this to say to the youth as he gave similarities between them and soil.
He goes on in verse 17 to answer his own question by saying, listen to what David said. David said, unless, which tells me he tried something else. He tried for help from friends, but it didn't work out. He tried family strength, but they failed him. He tried self-reliance and self-dependence, but he was unsuccessful. David understood he needed a power that didn't fluctuate like BPL. Oh, I know that we can be able to relate to that this evening. He needed someone whose availability wasn't seasonal. Someone who wasn't slack concerning his promises. I can hear David saying today, unless the Lord had been my help, my soul would have soon settled in silence. I'm here today to remind us that God is still mindful of us. In a time of novelty, novel viruses, novel vaccines, novel government, there is nothing that we go through that God isn't aware of.
Pastor Griffin in his presentation told the youth that they have to be unafraid to break some stuff up.
If you're going to settle the battle of who wins your heart tonight, you got to be uncomfortable with the status quo. You need to understand that there are unconventional ways to get to Jesus. Just because somebody got to him one way doesn't mean that that's the same way you have to get to him. As long as you get there, that is what matters. And if you're going to have a reset, I'm done, then you've got to understand that you've got to be unafraid to break some stuff up. You got to be unafraid to break some stuff up. It was his idea. I promise you, I'm done. It was his idea. When he got to where Jesus was and he could not access Jesus because because the Pharisees were blocking the doors. As a teen, as he was trying to make his way to get to Jesus so that he could actually be delivered from this paralysis. There were other folk there who were saying that he can't come in this way. He's got tattoos on him. God help me tonight. There were folks saying that he can't come in. He's got earrings in his ear. There were folks saying that he can't come in because his pants are slouchy on him. He has on oversized clothing on. They're stopping him based on his outward appearance. They're saying you cannot get in this way. But when you understand who is in control of your heart, you would not allow folk at the front door to keep you from getting to Jesus. You would not allow folk at the windows to keep you from getting to Jesus. If you are connected to him, and if you decide I'm giving him all that I have, he can have my heart. He will give you intuition. He will give you new ideas. He will give you new thoughts and things to do. He will tell you which way to go. And the Spirit of God showed this man that you cannot come in by the door. You cannot come in by the window, but you got access on top of the roof. Come on, say amen.
Hi. I'm Denise Johnson, professional assistant working in stewardship ministries at the Inter-American Division, and I am inviting you to be part of the Stewardship Congress that our division will celebrate on Sabbath, August 14th, starting at 3:30 in the afternoon. God will provide is the theme of our Congress. Yes, my friends, God will provide in these trying times. Participate and receive spiritual encouragement and reaffirmation of your faith in the Word of God. Sabbath, August 14, 3:30 p.m. via your conference and union's media site and through the Inter-American Division's YouTube and Facebook sites. There is a place exclusively for you. See you then.
Welcome back to Adventist News. Here's what's coming up in the South Bahamas Conference. The Inter-American Division of Seventh-day Adventists will be hosting a Stewardship Congress on Sabbath, August 14, 2021, beginning at 3:30 p.m. under the theme, God Will Provide. All members are encouraged to participate in this Congress and receive spiritual encouragement and affirmation of faith. You can tune in via the Inter-American Division's Facebook and YouTube sites, as well as through our conference website. And Seventh-day Adventists globally will say no to violence on the special emphasis day coined as End It Now, which is August 28, 2021. This day is being held because of three main reasons. One, there is still domestic violence, including within Christian families. Two, because there are so many more who do not understand the message of no to violence. And three, because we need more persons with the right tools to help those who are in danger. It is said that when our homes are structured on the concepts of power and control, we unwittingly perpetuate these cycles back into the community at large. Aggression, anger, and hopelessness. According to the World Health Organization, evidence from around the world shows that violence against children can be prevented. An End It Now service will be held by the Inter-American Division for all of the unions in its territory on August 28 at 3:30 p.m. You can watch the service live by logging onto our conference Facebook and YouTube channel or visit our conference website to be connected. For more upcoming events and information on the events mentioned, please visit our conference website at southbahamasconference.org, where you can view our news update along with other programming from our cable channel, ATV 658. You can read the weekly logos and the Adventist page publication from the Nassau Guardian.
Water is one of the most important natural resources to our human existence. Staying hydrated is crucial for health, both physical, mental, and even spiritual. It is essential for our overall well-being. Yet, many people do not consume enough water each day. Here are some of the many benefits of water. It lubricates the joints. Cartilage found in joints and the disc of the spine contains around 80% of water. Long-term dehydration can reduce the joint's shock-absorbing ability, leading to joint pain. Number 2, it forms saliva and mucus. Saliva helps us to digest our food and keeps our mouth, nose, and eyes moist. This prevents friction and damage. Drinking water also keeps the mouth clean. If consumed instead of sweetened beverages, it can help to reduce tooth decay. Water cushions the brain, spinal cord, and other sensitive tissues. Dehydration can affect brain structure and function. It is also involved in the production of hormones and neurotransmitters. Prolonged dehydration can lead to problems with thinking and reasoning. The digestive system depends on water. The bowel needs water to work properly. Dehydration can lead to digestive problems, constipation, and an overly acidic stomach. This increases the risk of heartburn and stomach ulcers. Water flushes the body. Water is needed in the process of sweating and removal of urine and feces. The airways need water. When dehydrated, airways are restricted by the body in an effort to minimize water loss. This can make asthma and allergies worse. Let us preserve our bodies so that we can live a life that allows us to be a witness for Christ. This has been Javon Thomas with your health tips, courtesy of Adventist Television. And remember, God wants us to prosper and be in good health.
We go now to our news feature from around the world with the Adventist News Network.
During the past 3 weeks, the Tall Volcano Network has recorded more than 800 volcanic earthquakes in the Philippines, including volcanic tremor events, low-frequency volcanic earthquakes, and low-level background tremors.
The Adventist Development and Relief Agency, or ADRA, has been communicating with the Adventist Community Services, or ACS, director of the South Central Luzon Conference. Assessment tools have been shared to allow for immediate need assessments to be conducted should the alert level be increased to a level 4, or if there is a destructive volcanic eruption.
Planning and Evaluation Manager for ADRA Philippines, Adeline Eunice de Guia, said, ADRA is preparing for a possible Taal eruption by communicating with the local conference through its ACS director in order to share information and guidance on conducting assessment data collection following a disaster in planning and emergency response. ADRA has also visited the local government units that could be most affected by the eruption to initiate contact and establish coordination.
ADRA Philippines Emergency Response Team in Cavite has conducted an initial assessment in the municipalities of Agoncillo and Laurel. They are also planning to implement an initial response to help protect the affected families from the adverse effects of the daily high levels of sulfur dioxide emissions and prevent COVID-19 transmission through the provision of N95 masks.
That brings us to the end of our Adventist news from the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. Please feel free to share what is happening at your church by sending us your news stories and upcoming events by email to spcadventistnews@gmail.com. To view a rebroadcast of the Adventist news along with other programming or to keep in touch with what's happening in our conference, you can visit our conference website at southbahamasconference.org. Like, follow, and subscribe to our Facebook and Instagram pages, as well as our YouTube channel. And on behalf of the production team of Adventist Television Channel 658, thank you for watching our news broadcast. I'm Stanley Fullord for the SBC Media Network. Have a happy Sabbath.